All right, go. All right, so how do you feel about that then, Jake?
A lot better than the first fucking game. No, we've pulled our socks up and actually fucking played the Dota that we wanted to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Especially
I
in
mean
game
it's
two.
such a shame about the second game, second time,
I
and
know it was gonna turn out to be a very climactic game. That
to be honest,
very
I mean we were just saying that Drow one of the counters with Drow was PA, and obviously they had PA,
he had PA.
and I Swish will say I called the silencer pick. I called it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
As
straight
soon
up.
as you saw you've got team fight, they're going to pick silencer and just ruin your game.
definitely. It did work for one team fight, but for the rest, that I
Yeah,
think we
Yeah,
pulled
you
off.
pulled
towards
it
the beginning.
off. It
Yeah.
was. I reckon it was your early mech in the first one because
Yeah, definitely.
it looked like they'd actually pulled off a really good team fight, and you were just going to get wiped, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was on the bottom lane, weren't it?
Yeah,
yeah,
but then mech popped. You all had health, and then just all of a sudden the ulties came out.
yeah. And it just all happened, didn't it? You know.
Yeah, I mean their lineup was very much your guys your lineup. It happened when you all reached level 6. It happened when you had your ultimates. Whereas for them, they had to farm. They had to kind of build up the items. And when they farmed, holy shit, Drow and PA could just melt through you guys.
Yeah, Drow was a ball ache to deal with, but it was one of them where, like towards the late end of the game, we were a lot of the time we were fighting 4v5s
Yeah.
stupidly. You know,
I mean, like gimmicks. I'm not sure if your plan was to recall him in, but when you were top lane and you guys were trying to push the tower, I thought, okay, gimmicks is TP'd off. He's gonna get recalled. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And no one recalled him.
it was supposed to recall and then boom, you know,
Yeah.
it all just
Drow
happened, and
happened.
I was like, right,
Yeah.
well, I need to, react to. But yeah, you're right with the level 6 things. That was our plan anyway. It was like as soon as we got level 6 on the Warlock on the mag, it didn't quite sync up though. Really, like I would liked it to. Like
Yeah,
with
I mean-
the Warlock took quite a while longer to get the level 6.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you
it's-
all went pretty aggressive on the towers, especially
Yeah.
when you all got your ultis. The towers were dropping.
That's it. With this one, we knew they'd go in dual lanes, but we thought
Yeah.
if we keep that Dragon Knight, we'll get high levels on him fast, and he won't die.
I have to
he
admit,
died once.
watching them, Tommy is such a good warlock.
Yeah,
Like, he's-
he is.
Personally, though, when we saw his build, we thought we'd rather see a refresher orb than Aghanims.
Yeah.
I know a lot of it's down to personal play style. Did anyone say why haven't you got refresher first, or did no
No.
one really
I
care?
mean, Aghanim's, it gives you the all-round stats as well, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
it's a nice
I
thing to.
suppose.
It weren't lacking regen or anything like that. It was just more the fact that we needed to last a bit longer in team fights. So
I have to admit, I really liked your tri lane at the start until Spectre died.
yeah,
It was so it looked so nice in that
That's it.
you'd have continuous mana from Kossel, continuous health from Warlock, and Spectre can just do what he wants. But when that happened, he died. So
Yeah.
Only if
Proper
you had a
shout.
Treant.
I know,
Yeah,
exactly. God. No Treant Gaming sort of took it still there.
oh yeah,
but
you didn't ban it that time, did you?
no.
That was brave.
I know. I thought we'd have to ban the Rubik and the Tide because if Rubik got one of our spells, our team fight would go to shit, and Tide Hunter would completely disrupt that as
Yeah,
well.
I mean,
thought that-
tied in the first game, which
yeah, and that it was
so disruptive.
it was hard to play against that.
Especially when he got that refresher.
Yeah.
That
I'm
was-
surprised we won that game. I really am because like when he got the refresher, it was just like oh, but we I don't know how, but we powered through it,
That's
and we
900 damage with a refresher.
Yeah.
jeez.
I mean, I mean, obviously it's reduced by spell resistance.
it's off,
Yeah,
I know I
but,
was walking around with
That's
like
still like
10
just
HP.
under 700.
it's a lot of damage. It's a lot.
Yeah,
Fair play to-
that's like a finger of death on all of your heroes.
and they had Radiance as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was a bit of a
we
weird
were
pick, that
we were
is.
discussing that. I mean, Radiance is really nice pickup on him. I hadn't seen it before, but I saw how it synergized. It's just if it came 10 minutes before, it would have been so much more effective.
Yeah.
Because what he should have built first would have been the refresher.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to sink in 3.8k into Radiance for the relic. And I mean, in that time, you can have Oblivion Staff up, and you can probably have Perseverance. So not only would he have had that regen, because he was at half health quite a lot, but the whole kind of utility from Refresher would have been so much more useful than the kind of the raw damage of Tidehunter Living, because
Definitely.
the time which he was up, was shut down by the time he was at half health and just could be nuked down by your heroes.
Yeah, I really don't understand the Radiance pick whatsoever because he isn't a flash farmer. He can't farm fast. He's not a fast hero.
Like Alchemist or something.
No, or like a Spectre, for instance. He isn't very maneuverable. He's very bulky and he's very, tanky. And it didn't really make much sense. I would have rather have seen a heart. Well, I wouldn't rather have seen a heart on him. But if I was a Tide Hunter in that situation and I was going for that fucking high tier item, I would have gone for the heart instead of the
Yeah,
beard.
I mean, it was fast. It possibly wasn't fast enough for the maximum impact, and it was a new item. And like we said before, they're from a different continent. These are Asian teams, and we all know Asian teams play differently. So it was refreshing to see that.
It was very.
Potentially, I reckon it could have gone better for that Tide Hunter. As for the actual game that we've just played now, oof, I have to admit, when Drow and PA got some kills, I was questioning whether or not you guys would be able to pull it off.
And then you looked at the Spectre. The Spectre was big.
Yeah.
Spectre got pretty big.
I think no matter how big the Drow and the PA got, the Spectre's always, even if he got behind, he was always going to be up there. And the DK was a big pickup as well. Cause
yeah, no, definitely.
very
He just wasn't
tanky.
in the right place at the right time once or twice.
No,
Which,
but we knew that if we landed an RP and a Warlock on top of that with an Aghanims, that even if we were 10k go behind, that'd still be it's a
Yeah.
big factor. You can still win most team fights if you get the combination right.
Yeah, and I
So-
mean that showed in the first one where it looked like you'd lost a team fight, then all of a sudden you got a team wipe.
Exactly, it can just turn like that. So we knew that we weren't worried about the Drow or the PA. It was more worried
Yeah.
about our own manoeuvring. And,
We noticed that you tried to go boots of travel, and we were saying how the maneuverability went. Do you think that perhaps you lost out and that you should have got more detection instead of trying to save at that point?
mid game, yeah, but I think we covered that with dusts and stuff like that. The
Yeah.
detection weren't really the problem, apart from when she first got the Shadow Blade,
We noticed you didn't get a gem in either game.
No.
Is there a particular reason?
because I could have got one, but it was I was pretty much the only one that had space for it in my
And
inventory.
Drow would have just right-clicked you down. She would have seen you had the
Exactly.
gem and just right-clicked you.
I mean,
So
what-
700 gold gone.
I think a lot of the time gems kind of undervalued, especially on a hero like Spectre, because the illusions get true sight as well.
Definitely, it is a very good item. Definitely, so always things to learn in it,
How do you feel about getting into the next round for winners bracket? You'll be playing against an American team next.
I'm very looking forward to it. If they're as good as these games now, then it'll be very interesting.
Hopefully we
no
won't have
disconnect.
issues. Yeah,
Our
hopefully we won't
servers
have
better sort the
issues.
shit out.
Yeah, the American teams are playing later tonight, and depending on which one goes through to the next round, your team may well have another game later tonight. But if not, it'll be on Sunday. So just kind of keep on top. Talk to Babe Star.